Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do, got the key, let's go over here and verify the complaint. Let's get in. Guys, this is a cool example. Check this out. And if you followed our Nissan Maxima video that cranked and didn't start, I didn't hear the fuel pump. I don't hear the fuel pump in this either. When you put that key in the on position, you're supposed to be able to hear that fuel pump come on for a few seconds. Now granted, some fuel pumps are really quiet, but what you gotta do is get here and listen in the back seat, because it's gonna be down on the floor somewhere. So I'm gonna put the key on and let's see if we hear it. See, I got the key on. Turn it off. Turn it on. I didn't hear nothing. So let's go out here. All right, I'm gonna show you a couple basic tools you're gonna need. That's right over here. Number one, first of all, let's go over here and pop this cover off. You got this little engine cover. Just pop this off. Throw it away. You don't need it no more. No. All right, let's put this up on the top here somewhere. All right. So what we need to do is check fuel, injector pulse, and spark. And this is a quick little test. What y'all want you to do is go down to Harbor Freight, get you a Noid light set. Open this up, and it comes in. It comes with a whole bunch of Noid lights, and that's to check injector pulse. I'm gonna tell you what that means in a minute. The next thing you want to do is get some spark testers. Get about 2 or 3 of them. I gotta give me some more. These only like $5. Gotta have one of those. Last but not least, definitely get you a fuel injection kit. Now this kit costed me a lot of money, and I wish I would have never got it. But try to remind me in the comments below, because somebody else wanted a Matt. I think it was Matt. Redneck. Forgot what it was, but Matt was ordered a fuel injection kit, and it was kind of cheesy for like, I forgot how much it was, but for like $29 or $39, he's getting a set exactly or very, very close to this with all the adapters and anything. It was like $29, $39 from Walmart. So just put in the comments below, and I'll definitely put a link in there to show you this kit. Definitely get a kit like that. All right, let's get this thing set up, because what we need to do is we got to find out if we got spark. Now, how the heck are we gonna find spark if we don't have spark plug wires? How do you hook up? Where is it? Here it is. How you gonna hook up that to that? I'm gonna show you that in a minute. All right, we'll be right back. All right. Class is back in session. Alright, first of all, let's get over here and get our spark tester. Now, what this spark tester does is, as spark goes through the coil down to the spark plug, it creates a spark. So you need to get this tool between there, so when it starts, if you got spark, there's going to be a light right here that flashes. That's going to let me know that that coil is sparking. The next thing you want to do, the same principle goes with the fuel injectors. Your fuel injector is going to have 2 wires going to it. Now, usually your fuel injector is closed. So when the computer sends a signal to open that up, it opens up and sprays fuel. This line right here, this is the fuel pressure rail. The fuel pressure builds up inside here, and it stays there. And the only time it really goes down a little bit is when one of these injectors open up. So the injectors go, it goes exactly like that. So it sprays the fuel into the cylinder. You got to have injector pulse. These two right here, ignition and injector pulse, are equally important. Do not degrade one over the other, because you're going to mess up your diagnosis. Believe me, you got to check that. A lot of people miss checking that. You got to check that. All right, so what we're going to do here, and oh yeah, let me go over here and show you now. This right here is a Noid light kit. Now you see there's different kind of Noid lights. So what you do, you got to figure out. Let's bring this kit over here so we can see this better. Open this up. Now what you're gonna do is sit here and unplug it first. Each of them, they're gonna have a tab. This gonna have a tab. You squeeze that little tab in, unplug it, and you look inside there, and you see how the pins are. So then you go up here and you figure out which one of these pins are gonna match up to that. And there we go, right here, Geo. I like it, this one. This one looks smaller. Yeah, that looks too small. Let's go with the Geo. How about that? That one's too wide. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one right here. So this is the same thing as the coil. Now what you're gonna do here is you're gonna plug this up into here. We'll try to do this with one hand. You know what? Let me set this down for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna plug that into there some kind of way. Hopefully it can go down there. If not, I'm gonna have to find another one. Come on, you gotta really. Let me find out what the heck. How about this one? There we go. That one plugged right into there. So now as we crank in the car, the computer's gonna send the signal to this injector, but now it's gonna send it to the noise light, and the noise light is going to be flashing. If it flashes, bam, I know our computer is sending that signal and we're good to go. The same thing with the spark. And what you want to do is hook all these up at the same time. Now last but not least is fuel pressure. Now this one is very easy to check, and sometimes it's not. So when we get to another vehicle that's not easy to check, we'll check it. You follow the fuel rail and you come around and you'll see a Schrader valve. Now what that valve is for you to check fuel pressure. You got to hook up a fuel pressure gauge to it. So we're going to go over here, go to our set, and your $29 set will have exactly this. So remind me to put that link in there. First, you want to get your gauge. Now fuel pressure runs from anywhere from 15 up to about 50 when the key is put on. So I don't know the actual fuel pressure of this, but right now, the only thing I want to see is that does it have fuel pressure? All right, so we're going to go over here. We're going to get the right hose. And we got this little adapter right here that screws on. To that. Now see, I already know it's an issue right there. When you do this, if the fuel pump was working, it would have went psst, a little fuel would have sprayed out of it. I had absolutely nothing. So we're gonna put that tight there. And the tool hooks up just like an air tool. Pull that back, put it onto the fitting, and connect it. Alright? Let's do that. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that hooked up. The next thing we're gonna do, let's get our spark tester hooked up. Now, the way you want to do this, let's move this out of the way. Yeah, just right now we're going to unplug this coil. Pick that little tab up, unplug it. We're going to take this coil out of here. It's held in by two 8mm bolts. So what I'm going to use, I got my cordless drill here with my adapter set up there that hooks onto the drills. These things are cool in an 8mm deep socket. I want to go ahead and I'm going to take out both of these bolts right here that's holding that coil in. And then what you want to do is pull that coil right out of there. All right, be right back. All right, we got the bolts out. Let's pull our coil out. Comes out just that easy. Take our spark tester. You want to put this in that looks like this. Go down to the spark plug. You don't have to go fully on there, just enough. The other end's going to come out, and you just want to stick this inside the boot, just like that. Sometimes you got to make sure it holds into place. And then don't forget, I'm going to pry this up, put this up against something, because it's pushing up against a spring in there, so it's coming out. But also what we want to do is make sure we plug this coil back up. Alright, there we go. And we're going to push this just like that. So that way the plug and everything is holding it into place. And there we go. We are ready to diagnose this vehicle. Now, what we do now, set up my camera stand. Put my camera up here. Now I'm going to crank the vehicle. And what you're going to do is watch for a light. Now, hopefully it'll show up good on the camera. Or what I can do, you know what? Let's go one at a time. All right, there's the noise light. I'm going to crank the engine, and that noise light should flash. And I'm going to see if I can see it from inside the vehicle, which I doubt. But I trust your judgment on this. You're like, Tim, how are we supposed to let you know? I don't know. Do this. I don't know. Hey, that what we do everything? Alright. Crank it. Oh yeah, I can see it. Oh yeah, there we go. You check that out. Check that out. I saw it through the hood. Now the ignition, I'm not going to be able to see. But check this out, guys. I did that. Look at our fuel gauge. Already, I know the pump is not working. I already know. Now I know. Now I verified the sound that I heard. But forget about that. Just in case you have something different, let's set this camera up. And let's go down to the spark. Now remember, there should be a light going, flashing through there. This thing should light up just like that Noid light. All right. I wish I could see this. What I'll do, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna record it and then I'm gonna play it back. All right. Let's crank that over for a few minutes, a few seconds. All right, guys. You've seen it already, but let me look back on this video on that part to see if it was sparking. All right, lighting up. I'll be right back. All right, just reviewed the video. Yeah, we are sparking. So we got spark and we got injector pulse, but we have no fuel pressure. Just that quick, without no special kind of tools and hooking up no expensive scanners, you have diagnosed the system that we need to concentrate on. We are looking good, guys. All right, the next thing we can do, let's take all this out. We don't need this no more. Let's put our core back in it, bolt it up, remove our Noid light, connect our injector back up, and the next thing we're going to do is check out the fuel system. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Now, let's not get crazy here. Let's calm down. Let's not just jump out there and call the fuel pump. The next thing we want to do is remember one thing. Check your basics. The next thing we'll do is check the fuse going to the going to the fuel pump. Now, there's a lot of vehicles that have it. The majority of them have it. So you want to find a fuse box. This one is located right over here. There's another one inside the car. But you go over here. I know this one is right here. And you go over there, and there we go right there. A 20 amp, the 20 amp fuse for the fuel pump is the third one down. So let's open this up. And to open this up, there's a little tab back here. Push that tab out like that. Pick your box up. Get that out of the way. All right. So this one is empty, but still you count that as 1, 2, 3. That 20 amp fuse right there. Let's get that fuse out of there. Oh, so next thing you want to do is grab your test light. Now, a lot of times I like using a power probe, but in this case, sometimes the power probe gets annoying, man. That all that wire and hooking it up and all that. I can leave it in the case. So what I do, go over here. Whoops, got the getting the spark tester. I don't know what I'm doing with that. Get your regular test light. Take the alligator clip side, hook it up to ground. Your other side, what you want to do is go over here, just connect it to the battery, just to make sure your light does light up. All right, and what you can do is use this as a puller. Because if you got a second person, that'd be great. Then you just go ahead and see right now, I got nothing. And you're not going to have nothing. The thing with the fuel system is you're only going to have voltage there when you first put the key on. And it's only going to be up there for a few seconds, or when the car is cranking. As long as the computer senses that engine is turning, it's going to supply power to the relay, which controls that. So that's why we got nothing right now. So what we're going to do here, and if you got another person, you can sit here and hold it like this and check it. But being that I'm alone, I'm alone right now, what I'm going to do is use this tip. Pick that fuse out of there. Let's check it first. All right, the fuse is good. You see that line inside there, that whole thing? As long as it's complete, that fuse is good. If there was a break in that little hill right there, then you know the fuse is blown. All right, so we put that down. And what we're going to do here, now one of these is going to be hot and one of them going to go down to the fuel pump. So I'm not sure which one it is yet, but what we're going to do here is rest that right along there. All right. And again, I'm not sure if that's the side or not, but what we're going to do is put the key in the on position. With the key in the on position, that test light should light up for a few seconds. If that's the right side, I'm going checking the side from the fuel pump relay. If it even has a relay, it's pretty sure it does anyway. This light should light up for a few seconds and then go out. All right, so let's check this out. All right, cool. You saw that? That was cool. Now I'm gonna show you what happens. I'm gonna put the key on, let the light go out, and then I'm gonna crank the engine. And as long as that test light stays in place, you're gonna see it light back up. All right, I'm gonna wait till it goes out. Now I'm gonna crank it. See that? That's what I'm talking about with Astro. All right, so we know right now we're eliminating the fuel pump relay. We're eliminating everything electric because we know that fuel pump is getting the power. We know the power is going back there. Now, it could be a wire bad at the fuel pump, but we're going to go check that right now. Another thing you're going to do is check this out. This is cool right here. This side right here, so I check this side. Okay, if I go check this side right here is going to the fuel pump. As a complete circuit, in order for that fuel pump to work, it's got to have negative and it's got to have positive, right? So if I take a positive test, put my test light onto the positive side, if the wiring is going good back to the fuel pump as a complete circuit, it's going to light up. This should light up just like that with the key off too. So I'm going to go like this. Look at that right there. See both sides, it's not lighting up. So that right now is telling me that I don't have a complete circuit from here back down to the fuel pump, which means that if the fuel pump, that means, like I say, if the fuel pump is bad inside the metal windings, it broke apart, it is not making a complete circuit. If you want, I'll do a video on that. Explain. Matter of fact, wait a minute. No, I didn't do a video on it. I'll do a video on it, explaining it even further. And it's very simple, guys. But so let's get back there, and it sucks because the fuel pump is located back here, up under the vehicle. Ugh. So maybe I can get some wiring, get to the wiring to the back seat or something. Maybe I can see a harness or something, so we don't have to jack it up just yet. All right. So let's dang it. Let's open this up and see if we can see some wiring back here. We can see the fuel pump. Be right back. All right, guys, got a little problem here. I figured I can get to the harness or something up under the seat. And I pull all the carpet back and wait a minute, what's that right there? Man, that's going to the back. I don't see me looking for a wiring harness I can check right here. But nope. So let's put this back. Dang it. So we're gonna have to do is jack this vehicle up to get. Let me get a piece of cardboard here. Let's get right down here. See if we can see anything. Yes, we need to jack this thing up. There's our gas tank right there. Here we go. We got a little bitty harness right here. You know what? Let's stop this playing around so we can get some good look at this, especially good video footage of this, because I like video footage. What we're going to do now, you don't have to do this. I'm going to jack up this vehicle, put it up on some jack stands, and that, being that that harness is right there, I think I'm going to remove this tire so we can get a good accessible look at this. Besides, if it looks like we're heading toward the fuel pump anyway, so gotta jack it up anyway, right? All right, let's get this jacked up, get it up on jack stands, and we're gonna remove this tire. Be right back. All right, guys, here we go. Pretty much set up. Now, when you get up under this vehicle, I got my jacks, my hydraulic jack, picked up from the rear differential right in the center, jacked it up all the way. Then I got my big 6-ton Duralast jack stand right up under the end of the axle. And I gotta get my other one to set on that side, but I'm not worried about that one right now because I ain't getting up under the vehicle. But I definitely gonna put another one there because I got a feeling we're gonna be taking out this fuel pump. All right, so what we're gonna do is go over here, and we got our power probe hooked up. Instead of having our test light now that we're further back, it's a good idea to make sure you have your power probe. All right, so now as I see you got the tire off. Now you don't have to do this because I just need to take the tire off so you can actually see what's going on here. So let's set our camera up right there, and there's our harness right there. Yeah. As Mr. Mach 1 says, yeah, buddy. All right, so let's go over here and open up this harness. And you're gonna see some wires here, a bunch of wires. Let's get this covering pulled back. Now what you're gonna be looking for is a black wire with an orange line on it, because that's the wire that's feeding the power to the fuel pump. And we lucked out because there it is right there staring at us in the face. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get us a wire lead to tap into that wire, and we're going to hook on the other end of that wire. We're going to hook up our power probe so we can see once that key is put on will that light come on. Now check this out. Power probe is cool because the power probe has, if you can see up there, it has a positive and a negative. That means whatever's at this tip is going to light up right here. So now I got the tip of the thing right here. If I push it forward, see how the positive lights up? Because right now I got 12 volts at the tip. If I push this backwards, now I got ground at the tip. That way I can test solenoids or anything like that anyway. Now what I'm going to do is hit this little button right here. That's going to put the sound on. Now watch the sound difference of positive and negative. It's positive. Here's negative. You see that? So that's good. So just in case when I go up there and cut on the key, I can't see anything, I can listen for the sound. So let's get our lead to go in there and hook into there, and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. Got a little test lead, and what this does is cool. It opens up, hook the wire in there, and it'll pinch just the wire just enough to make contact. And on the other end, we got an alligator clip that's going to be used for the end of the power probe. So let's go in here. Yeah, it's not that easy, huh? Picking that thing out of there. Man, they make these things so close together. Man, forget that. Get the tip of this power probe and help me move that wire, separate that wire from the rest of them. There we go. If I want to, I could have pulled this whole thing back so I can get it completely out of my way. There. Okay. Let's hook our test lead up in here. Cool. There we go. We hooked it up. Let's back out a little bit. All right, now I'm going to hook up my... Yeah, we're good. Now, when I put the key on, dang it, that should turn red to let me know I am getting power going back there. You know what? Dang, man, this setting this thing up sucks. Alright, let's set it up like this. How about we set it up like that or something? And make sure that power probe don't touch up against nothing. Alright, I'm gonna put the key on. Alright, check that out. You saw that? Stayed on for a few seconds and cut right out. That thing is aggravating. Yeah, there we go. So we are now 100% positive that we got power going back to the fuel pump. Now, the thing is it still doesn't necessarily mean that the fuel pump is bad because now what you got to do is drop that whole gas tank. And if we drop that whole gas tank, we know the issue's back there. It could be a messed up plug or something. We're going to change the fuel pump anyway. So there you go.